Hello there everyone. Okay, free to play time. I've got a bit of a weird one for you today. Come and have a look. Now, when I do these free to play videos, I usually just give the deck name, the level I'm at, the collection level I'm at. So this is 3494 currently. But I think if you were to give it an actual name, it would probably be Kneel Before Orka. Now, let's go through the cards and I'll explain how each of them plays into the deck. So first of all, we got Nebula. Nebula is a great tempo setter in terms of when you play her down, your opponent has the choice, do I play into the Nebula lane to keep Nebula as low power as possible, or do I leave her but allow her to get bigger? So it's a question for your opponent, but it's something that they have to solve. For that reason, she's great in this deck because we want we want our opponents to be drawn to certain lanes, and yeah, Nebula will do that job. Then we've got Selene. If you remember, going all the way back to one of my first videos in this series, Selene was my very first Series 3 card on this account. We're finally having an excuse to play her. So a 1-2 stat line. On reveal, afflict the lowest power card in each player's hand with -3 power. I'll be honest, second in it, I honestly think you could tweak Selene still. I think she's okay, but she's certainly not great. I remember when she came out of Series 5 as well, and we all thought she was going to be busted, and yeah, she really wasn't. So yeah, I would like Selene to get some love one day. Anyway, we've got Daredevil, a very underplayed card in the current Marvel Snap climate. 2-3 stat line. On turn 5, you get to see your opponent's plays before you make your own. Honestly, in the current climate, people just don't need that. But for this deck, there is a benefit because on turn 5, we might be playing into potentially full lanes, and Daredevil will give us the ability to see if we're going to be playing into full lanes. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Then we've got Green Goblin, 3 -4 on reveal, switch sides. So this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be sending our opponents little presents. So a Green Goblin with -4, potentially -7 if Selene has anything to say about it. Then yeah, that is quite a nasty amount of power we're giving our opponent. So yeah, always worth having a Green Goblin in this deck. Then we've got Magik. Sometimes we might need to extend the game. I'm not sure with this particular build how much I will be doing that, but potentially we will. So Magik's always worth having in, just so that we've got a turn 7 option if we need it. Then we've got Electro. Now, part of the reason I went for this deck idea is the fact I've not done anything about ramp yet. I feel like ramp is an archetype that in the current meta is doing quite well. So it feels relevant to actually include a ramp deck in this free-to-play series. Electro is one of the core staples in terms of it gives you an option to be able to play a 5-cost card on turn 4. The downside, as you can see, is the ongoing ability. You can only play 1 card a turn, so usually the decks that we're playing are designed to be playing 1 card per turn, just in case we cannot turn off Electro's ability. But there are ways of turning it off in other decks, such as War Machine, so we're not going down that road, but I just wanted to flag it up as far as Electro can be avoided, its negative effect can be avoided, but we're not doing that here, so we don't have to worry about it. Then we've got Wave. This is the secondary ramping option. So 3-6 stat line, on reveal, all cards cost a maximum of 4 until the end of next turn. So this just means that you can play a 6 cost on turn 4, you can play a 5 cost on turn 4, you can play a 7 or 8 cost on turn 4. So yeah, just great in terms of being able to play higher cost cards a little bit earlier. Then we've got Negasonic Teenage Warhead, a 4-4 stat line with the text, after an enemy character is played here, destroy it once per game. I feel like Negasonic's got hit by nerfs a lot in the last 12 months. She was a 3-5, and I think she was a 3-5 anyway. Might have been a 3-3. But either way, she got she got nerfed to a 4-5, and then she got nerfed again to a 4-4. So it's safe to say her effect is very powerful in the right deck, and especially in this deck where we're going to be seeing things on turn 5. If our opponent decides to, if they decide to make a play on turn 5 and we've got priority, Negasonic can just basically undo their entire turn 5. So definitely don't underestimate Negasonic. Then we've got Symbiote Spider-Man. Honestly, Symbiote Spider-Man's not going to really be doing too much here except for acting as a decoy. I'll explain that when we get to Orka, but honestly, Symbiote is probably the least necessary part of this deck. So with it being a Series 5 card, if you wanted to replicate this, you don't need Symbiote Spider-Man. We've got Hobgoblin, 5 -8 stat line on reveal switch side. So like Green Goblin, we're going to send a little present, but this is a slightly bigger present with a nastier present inside. So yeah, 5 -11 potentially with Selene, not to be sniffed at. And then the surprising star of the show, Orka, 6/11 with the text ongoing, +7 power if this is your only card here. Now, this should be Galactus. Let's be real, this should be Galactus. But I do not have Galactus. So this was a running joke for a while, that if you didn't have Galactus, you could just throw Orka in the deck. And it's not because it will have the same effect. Galactus destroys opposing lanes, whereas Orka just wins one on its own, potentially. So they're completely different cards, but it's just that idea that people get so fixated on stopping a Galactus that they don't expect an Orka. So for that reason, it's why I'm keeping the Symbiote Spider-Man in here, because we can play the Symbiote as if we're going to be doing G-Man, and then we just plop down an Orka and we've ruined, or potentially ruined, our opponent's game plans because they weren't expecting Orka. So we'll see how it goes. And then the final piece of this puzzle is Destroyer. So supposing we don't have great options in terms of Orka and all that, we can just play Destroyer down. It's at 6/18. Ideally, we'd have a Cosmo around so that we don't actually activate the on-reveal, but potentially with Ramp, we can get Destroyer out early, so it's not the worst thing if we destroy some of those really cheap cards like Selene that aren't the most powerful. But even if we can, we'll probably play it in a lane where it won't impact other lanes anyway. So, that's the deck. So what do I think about this? Well, in all honesty, I'm not expecting anything great. I mean, if we just go to this screen for a minute so you guys can see my full board, as it were, my full screen. I'm rank 82 right now. We've got the Hypercube Rush going. I am not expecting to climb too many ranks. And unless I'm really confident, I'm not going to be snapping either. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes. Galactus is a very telegraphed deck, and I'm hoping that because of that, we can play the surprise angle to our advantage. But it also could be that people just see goblins coming and play accordingly, so we'll have to find out. But anyway, we've got 10 games, let's see how we get on. Okay, we're up against a bot to begin with, so that is very helpful. I mean, we would rather play around a bot to begin with, just to warm up, shall we say, try and get some cubes, especially with this Hypercube Rush going on. So they are playing some form of Destroy. Fractured Frontier was going to discount Hobgoblin, but instead it wants to do Magik. I'm not really too fussed about Magik, so we will do Daredevil. Okay, they Hulkbuster the Deadpool. Next location, Destroyed Mansion. Okay. Yeah, go on, we'll play Electro. Okay, they get rid of Selene and obviously Deadpool and the rocks. So that's their death reduced down to 4. Like, ooh, you sneaky toe rag.
Definitely need to change my underwear.
Alright, as bots go, that isn't a very frustrating play, I'll be honest. Alright, let's see what they're doing. That was definitely a bot because no human plays that fast. They've got a leader, Deadpool and Venom. I don't really want to give them anything of note, so I think we'd just play that.
What a game!
It feels very weird that on turn 5 I'm not snapping against a bot, but I've not got a great play line here. I really got screwed with that Hobgoblin. I need Destroyer, really. There we go, okay. Okay, so Destroyer gets rid of those 3 cards, and then turn 7 we can do... Ooh, okay, now that could be an issue. Yeah, I'm gonna have to retreat, and God, I hate that against a bot. But I just can't see a playline. I think in my mind I was expecting them to do something more self-destructive, but they ended up getting into a really good playline there. So, yeah. Man, that is a horrendous first game. Okay, turn 1, we've got Nebula and we've got Selene. We'll go for Nebula purely because we haven't got a negative powered card in hand. Okay, Brooklyn Bridge. I don't really want a Selene yet, so let's just skip a turn. Magik's looking very tempting. Symbiote Spider-Man's not looking great right now in terms of, short of a Destroyer, I'm not entirely sure how we would benefit from it. That's quite a good location for the Nebula, by the way. Just allows it to grow a little bit more. Okay, they've got Electro. Let's go 1 and 2. The downside here is they will know I've got no way of G-manning. So I can't really pretend with that. But I can still send them like a nasty little present. With it being a ramp build as well, the chances of them actually filling this location are low, so it makes sense to play my Hobgoblin here. Just try and secure this lane. It's not to say they couldn't fill it, but they would probably need a 2 and a couple of 1s maybe? Nah, we're fine. Alright, so that's negative 11 on their side. Ooh, they immediately get the Infinite down. That is a bit sad on my side. We've got more turns. Actually, let's play that there. And let's play that there. There could be a Legion in their deck as well. If there is Legion, I could be in trouble because they can just end the game now. I'd be surprised though. Okay, they've gone mid with Giganto. Alright, that felt a little bit like they were saying, okay, I'm going to win this lane. They've definitely got priority, so Negasonic is useless. I think I have to retreat. I just didn't have a decent playline. I mean, ideally, I could have... I say ideally, Destroyer might have helped. You know, it's one of the 2 cards we didn't draw, but honestly, I don't even think that was enough because it could have cleared some junk, but not much else. Alright, we're up against a bot called Yannick, according to the tracker. We've got Wave, Daredevil, and Hobgoblin in hand, and we've just pulled the Green Goblin. Okay, so Daredevil, Goblin looks kind of cool. Okay, we can do Daredevil. For anyone who's wondering, if you both have a Daredevil, like this, then we don't get to see turn 5 because we essentially cancel each other out. I should have known a bot would play Daredevil. Okay, we get Spider-Man Brand New Day. We haven't got anything too high in our hand, so I think let's just do a Green Goblin now. With the Daredevil as well, I feel confident that it is an actual bot. I say an actual bot in the sense of, like, it will try and lose. Every now and again you get these bots that are very... well, I wouldn't say they cheat, but they don't do as much as some bots do to lose. Alright, let's play that there and that. We didn't need double Magik, but having 2 Limbos is better than 1. Oh, that was rude. So, neither of us see turn 5. I haven't got priority anyway. Let's just go with the Hobgoblin. Doc Ock pulls Nebula? I mean, I don't mind that. Let's play Destroyer. I've already snapped. Oh, okay, that's even better. It just moved the card that would have been destroyed out of the way. And from here, I'm just going to go like that. Oh, you are absolutely joking. I won, but man, I would have been absolutely tilted had that been enough to win. I know that Shang-Chi's a card, don't get me wrong, right? I should play around Shang-Chi, but that would have been an absolute hair-ripping tilt. Alright, we got the 4. Let's move on. Okay, we're up against Tori, who has Thanos Fractured Frontier in their deck. We've got Selene. Let's play Selene into Starbrand's Crater. Don't think we're going to be getting 10 or more power there, but we can at least start working it. Alright, so that's a 3-7 Green Goblin. What is going to be discounted by Fractured Frontier? By the way, that is the featured location today. I actually kind of like doing Negasonic just on tempo. Because I can imagine them trying to play into Starbrand or not playing at all. Okay, I'm counting that as a win. Although that felt like a very sad use of my Hypercube Rush. Okay, Selene. Okay, that's not too bad. We've got... I would rather debuff it, so we're going to do Selene anyway, but it's a bit of a shame. It would have been nice to... to play it out at 1 cost. Considering we don't know if we're going to get Hobgoblin, it just makes sense to play what we can see. Alright, that's an unironic Uatu. I'm surprised. Nebula. Shadowlands puts a ninja down. I will play Electro. Okay, they've got their own Nebula. It's possible they filled the location, so I think I'm actually going to go Daredevil right now. Let's play it there. It's a bit hard to work out what they're going to do because I would imagine they'll gain priority via Baxter building. I don't really want to play into there though with just one card. It feels a little bit awkward. In particular, I'm worried about my green goblin getting stuck. No, we would have been fine. Okay. Cosmo. That's actually quite nice. Let's see what they're doing. I mean, we've got ramp, so playing Destroyer left is very viable right now. Even playing it mid isn't the worst. What is that? Oh, they're going to send a Hobgoblin my way. Ooh, spicy. I've got priority. See, I don't want to destroy my Nebula. I think maybe we just send a Hobgoblin back, just try and negate their negative. Usually if you end the turn with all this with Daredevil, they give the opponent a few seconds to recognize a snap. Yeah, they've sent more negative over. See, Goblin could be enough if they just play there, but the trouble is they would get +4 power there, so it's not a lot. Maybe we do that. Challenge the fact that they're not going to get rid of that. Maybe too ballsy, that. Oh! Okay, that was not what I was expecting. Alright, well, we both had the same game plan to a degree, but I'm surprised they didn't just do the same as what I did. Why would you play out of Baxter building? Because, like I say, I've just won based on the Baxter building. Yeah, that is mental. I mean, I'll take the win, but Barbum, you were unlucky to a degree there, you know. Alright, Criminalpo. Daily Bugle gives one of our cards to them. We get their Ultron. Okay. Let's go Nebula right. I'm sure there is some math behind the idea that if you play Nebula right, it's more beneficial in that location than it is in either the mid or the left. I don't know how that math works out, but I heard it somewhere and it's kind of stuck in my head. I mean, obviously if there's a location that is beneficial left or mid, that changes things, but if you, like, all the locations are kind of neutral to what Nebula wants, right is the best one. Again, I don't understand how that works, but maybe it's something to do with the idea that it's the longest unrevealed, so therefore there's more chance it's a bad location for you. Alright, that's okay. We can... Goblin. I was just thinking, this deck might benefit from Viper. We haven't got a Nihilist yet, but Viper could have been helpful. Oh, okay. I'm surprised they're playing my Electro. Feels like they're playing with fire a touch. Now, this is what I was talking about in the deck breakdown. The idea, if you play Symbiote Spider-Man mid, people just have that little bit of awareness of it in the sense of, hang on, they're going to play Galactus on top of it for a 13 power Galactus. So I just want to try and feed that fear, shall we say. In fact, let's play a Hobgoblin now. Let's just make them really doubt that they can challenge it effectively. I mean, they got priority, that's fine. No point playing Selene. I said there's no point playing Selene. Yeah, I won't gain the buffs that I need there. I don't think I will there either. Yeah, tough one that. I really needed Orka for the mid, but I actually could have done with playing Magik as well. I needed a turn 7, and as soon as I realised I hadn't got it, my game plan went downhill fast. Okay, up against Urson. What are you going to discount, Fractured Frontier? It is Negasonic, okay. Bit of a useless thing to get discounted, but it's alright. So, Nebula challenge is right. Then, can we pull Daredevil? That would be nice. Ooh, Agony Wolverine. Okay, so we're playing Destroy. Arguably, Destroy is the worst kind of deck when you're playing Galactus, but as we're not playing Galactus, it's hopefully okay. Alright, Limbo's already down. Let's just play Electro. Don't know what we do after that, but I like the idea of working it out as we go along. Okay, that was annoying. I'd rather it not have landed in the same location. We're not going to win that. Oh, saying that though, if I play that, Orka's kind of dead as well. I'm very wary of playing Negasonic against a Destroy deck as well. Let's just play Goblin there, I guess. Oh, actually, no, let's play Goblin there. Play it into the emptier lane. A Tumor? Wow, okay. Well, I'm glad I didn't Goblin there. Yeah, that was lucky. I mean, that lane's dead to me, I tell you. Let's just Orka here. Actually, no. Let's destroy it there, and then we can Orka there. Like I said at the start, I'm not going to snap, but it looks okay. We've got 25 power right. We're only destroying 5 power, so it's not the biggest of benefits to a null. I'd rather not be benefiting a null full stop, but it's kind of what happens. Alright, we lose Nebula. They lose Venom. I'm okay with that for now. Oh, that was a mother load of a hit. And we've got 2 cards. Okay, that is fantastic because we can go 1 and 2.
Power must be controlled.
Okay. Now that is annoying. But hey, what can you do? I mean, I wouldn't mind, but they even think to Miss Minutes me, but not Miss Minutes me, Miss Marvel me. But yeah, this kind of deck I'm playing, you kind of expect a bit of that. All right, we move on. Okay, Idrish. Destroyed Mansion puts a rock down, and we'll just play the Vibranium because why not? We've got both the Goblins. We've got Symbiote Spider-Man. Some interesting things. I will feel sad about throwing that down if it was a destroy location next. You know what? I'll play Nebula there as well. Risk a little bit of self-clogging. Psylocke. Could be Mr. Negative? Oh, a Goblin got buffed. We don't want buffed Goblins. Alright, well, this is about the only thing I can do, so let's do it. By the way, if it is Mr. Negative, it would be kind of cool putting it there. I think this is negative because that would be the snap I'd make in terms of, right, Psylocke to -3, and then you've got a couple of turns to get what you want out. Oh, it's Doom 2099, okay. Not what I was expecting, I'll be honest. Let's go with Daredevil. I would like to see what they do turn 5. Right, they filled that location up. Okay, they Sandman. That's going to be +5. And we send 8 over, so it's -3. Basically just undo what they did. A bit like one of the previous games, I needed to turn 7 here. Because I could play Orka, but I can't challenge these 2 lanes. I could play Destroyer, but I could only challenge 1 lane. You know what, I'm going to be generous and I'll let them have the cubes, but it's purely because I want to just play it out. Yeah, that was definitely me being generous. I wouldn't normally stick around for a full cube loss, but I'm like, you know what? I was kind of stuck there, so why not? For once, I'll be generous. You know, it's funny, I just said generous, and it wasn't all about generosity, it was also about curiosity, because there was that bit of me thinking, if they play a Dr. Doom right, would I have enough to win? But the answer would still be no. I think maybe it was if any card was played right and it was just a Doom bot mid. Alright, opponent is Doggo D. That is so funny for me. Alright, Nebula, down you go. So funny for me because my Doggo D has just left the room. Almost as if she knew the opponent was turning up. You know what? I will play Selene for the heck of it. Maybe we draw a negative card. Now we can get rid of Electro, which is nice. Selene's going to hit Wave. A 3/3 Wave is not that nice, so we probably won't be playing it. Okay, Valentina and Scorpion are not a pair of cards I usually see together. You couldn't have come out a bit earlier, could you? Go on, let's play Goblin here. Chances are they don't play in the lane. Right, that's a bold snap. Let's play Destroy there.
Wakanda forever.
And from here, I'm thinking, do we go... We've got priority. Yeah, I think we do that. Send them a present and hopefully they copy that.
Power must be controlled.
Damn it. I didn't think it was going to be Shong. I was expecting Arnhem Zola, so yeah. A little bit frustrating that. I couldn't have won if I'd played Orka there. So yeah, just irritating again. Arguably Shang-Chi would have a place in this deck actually. Okay, final game, and I'll be honest, this is not looking good in terms of stats, so I really could do with this win. We're up against Lewis Trident. Yeah, I'm not surprised this hasn't done well, because even if you had Galactus in this, it's still a very difficult set of cards to pull it off with now, because people just know what's going to happen. So they either retreat, or they've got play lines around it. And I feel like that's what I've been facing. Plus, you could argue a few of these play lines have actually got power crept at touch. You know, once upon a time, Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, you know, it was okay, but now actually getting them into locations safely is a challenge. Let's Green Goblin there. Alright, that's a bummer. They have priority. Let's just play Symbiote Spider-Man. Let's freak them out. They play Aivo. Sorry, oh yeah. Never mind, I caught up. Let's do turn 7. Let's get Magik and Selene on the board. Okay, you hit me for 1. Irony is they probably don't mind a turn 7. Let's do that. We're going to hold the Nebula and we'll just play it as a final card turn 6. Well, turn 7, sorry. They're probably going to play a Hulk here, to be fair. This is not looking great for me. Oh no, Hulk goes there. Okay. I want to see if this is enough, but I very much doubt it. I don't know what they could have. Maybe A-bomb, for instance. But I imagine they've got something that will scale better than 1 to the left. Yeah, A-bomb. Shaker. Okay. Nearly. We got a 24 power Orka. I'm not too down about that. Alright. Yeah, so bring this on the screen, and if I just refresh the page, because that's a little out of date. Yeah, 3 and 7. So, honestly, don't play this. I mean, for actual added context, hang on, let me... I've not actually finished my Hypercube Rush in this video, which I think says it all. It is just not a great deck. And you might be saying, well, why did you play it then? Honestly, I fancy playing something fun. I was talking about it on the stream on Tuesday, that there was an ego game, if you've seen the video that came from it. And I was really not irritated, I was sad when the opponent didn't snap on ego. Just for the fact that I feel like it's one of those fun things that people in the community know to do. Or at least, you know, a lot of people do. So there was that bit of me going, wow, we're even at a time now where people are that sort of concentrating on the cubes that they forget about the fun of the game. You know, and I feel like this deck kind of represents the fun of the game. You know, you're not doing the thing that your opponent's expecting, and you're always hoping, can I just get a little surprise out of it? The bottom line is no, we didn't get the surprise out of it. I mean, even if we'd have had G-Man here instead of Orka, I think we'd have still struggled. I think a part of the problem was that there were so many high-cost cards, high-power cards like Destroy that were just so easily Shang-Chiable. But I think as well, there's just power creep involved. I mean, you think about that at the end. We had Orka, Symbiote, Spider-Man, that last lane, and it was 24 power. Yeah, I still couldn't climb over, I think it was the Hulk and the Misty... No, it wasn't Misty Knight, it was Sunspot, wasn't it? You know, and I respect it. This high Evo, they're great cards in their own right, but it is sometimes just that thing where you're like, okay, if this deck was to do something, then it needs help. You know, and I don't particularly think second dinner want to help this deck. They've given Green Goblin a buff in recent times from a 3-3 to a 3-4. I don't know if Hobgoblin could afford to go to a 5-9. I certainly believe that Orka could go up. I mean, I feel like Orka's in the same weird spot. I mean, if we just go here a minute. I was going linger here. I feel like Orka's in that same spot that Namor's in. And it would be nice if they decided to invert those abilities. So it was a 6-18 with the ongoing -7 if you have more than one card in this location. It would just allow you to turn the cards off and you could play them like in a nightmare deck or something. So I do hope Second Dinner consider that one day. I think it would be a really nice change to these cards that could make them more viable. I mean, Namor especially, I mean, I'm going on to a separate tangent here, but Namor is a card and a character. It deserves way more play in my opinion. I mean, +5 you get to a 4-11 and it just doesn't feel great. Now, if you said that you've got a 4-11 base, but you've got to make sure you turn that on going off, I would be tempted to play it in decks. So let me know what you guys think. I feel like I go on about this one a lot. You know, it feels like such a subtle change, but someone mentioned it somewhere and I instantly loved the idea. So yeah, if I can champion it, I will. Anyway, though, no new cards this week so far. I got this very nice Jubilee variant, just to put that out there. But what we're going to do is get a new card. So if we go over to the card store, we've got 2 cards actually we can get. So let's see what we pull. First from Series 5, what are we getting? Esme Cuckoo. Kind of interesting that. On reveal, copy a card from your deck into your hand, set its cost to 3 and power to 4. So it's a decent backup plan in Mr. Negative decks, so definitely one that I'm happy to get. We get some credits and collector tokens. What are we getting next though? I'd like a really iconic card. Caliban, alright. Not something that I'm jumping up for joy about there. 3-4 stat line. Caliban is a good card, just to put it out there. Objective. I have 3 cards that are 4 cost or more in play. The reward, afflict the eyes cost enemy card with -7 power. Caliban is good. You know, I'm not knocking it. It's just not a card I would have been chasing myself. So we'll take it, but I'm not jumping for joy. Get credits and boosters. That's alright. So I don't really know what I'm going to be doing next week for this. I feel like I've been having that for a few videos now, because the main reason this deck came about is I was looking for ideas. I mean, if I just go back here... Oh, hang on. Wrong screen. Here we are. I was just looking for things that were close to what I've got. You know, like, how far off would it be? And yeah, I wasn't really coming up with satisfying answers. I mean, you've got like a lot of high Evo cards. We haven't got high Evo yet. A lot of on reveal decks, which I didn't want to be leaning into because it just felt like such a stale archetype. Gorgon kind of intrigued me when I saw it, but then I realised it's C3 and we've done C3 lately. Ravona's one I would like, because then I could really give Mr. Negative a go. I could probably do it without Ravona, but it would be tricky. So yeah, and this is where I ended up today. I thought, alright, let's give a G-Man deck without G-Man a go, and yeah, it didn't go well. I think I've even tried this recently. Just taking out Iron Life for something else. So I'm hoping I will find a deck soon that fits this desire to try something a bit different. I mean, I'm just looking through this lot, and maybe something Nimrod-y could be fun. Yeah, I think I'm looking for feedback, folks. What would you like to see? Because I feel like I'm still trying to play this series for new players, so I recognise that some of you might be going, well, I don't know. But those of you who do know, is there anything you think that maybe I haven't touched on already? So yeah, any feedback is welcome. But that is it for this one, folks. If you've enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We've just passed 100 subscribers, so thank you very much if you have already subscribed. And until next time, folks, have a good rest of your day. Goodbye for now.